Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Techno here, your coach of the Carolina Pantherians, and today we are back with our CPC Week 3 battle. We are currently 1-1 in CPC. We took a Week 1 win and we took a Week 2 loss, and I'll probably have more editing on this video just because of time and how early I played the game. So this week we're playing off against Fallop, the brother of the guy who beat us last week, and he's a very good player, very skilled in the format. He's had a lot of success. In a lot of different leagues. Last season, I don't think he made playoffs, but he did do very well. He was like 6-6, I think, where we were like 7-5, so we barely did any better last season. But yeah, this season we're here to prove or just show that we can beat him because we never actually played before, except for an MP on minors, which I will be getting up soon. But yeah, so looking at his team versus mine, he has a team of Celesteela. That's a Z captain, by the way. Gladios, Crocodile, Decidueye, Alola Ninetales, Greninja, Lantern, Lycanroc Day, which is also Z, Coughing, and Mega Charizard X. So, um, his team is incredibly offensively threatening versus mine, so I really have to be on the lookout for that. Yeah, that's basically the main threatening. That's basically what I really was afraid of this match. Just basically his offense, because Celesteela offensively destroys me. Latios can do a lot to my team. Crocodile is very good versus me. Crocodile is probably the biggest threat. Scarf Crocodile can basically just destroy my whole team. Decidueye is annoying for a lot of my mons. Alola Ninetales helps support his Celesteela or his Charizard, which we'll get into in a sec. Greninja is a humongous threat. Just because it can Hydro Pump and then Gunk Shot my Feeny. And if he Gunk Shots my Feeny on a switch, I'm in a bad position. Um, and then Lycanroc, I don't really have great resist to that. So in this team, I'm bringing a lot more of an offensive team with a couple of defensive checks, but we'll get into that in a sec. I had a couple of strategies this game, and one of them was to possibly... I have two main win conditions this matchup, and I'm going to get into them in a sec, but to start off, I'm going to go with my support mon for those win conditions, and I have Skuntank here. So basically what I thought this matchup was Decidueye is just such a big problem for my team, especially my two win cons, because I don't have an attack really to hit Decidueye on either of them. So, yeah, Skuntank is mainly there for that, because I can pursue the Decidueye, and he's not going to really stay in, likely. If he's Baton Pass, that's annoying, but I can still, possibly, play around that. I can possibly Roar if I have Rocks up, make him take more damage on a Decidueye. So that's all very good. And like I said, Roar, it's there for the Celesteela mainly, so that I don't get, destroyed by Autotomize on the Skuntank, because, yeah, it's a really good setup fodder for the Celesteela, unfortunately. So yeah, Roar is going to be very nice in that case. Defog I have, so I don't have to run Defog on my Feeny. I was about to run Defog on Feeny and just run Crunch on this, but I'll get into why I didn't in a sec. And then Pursuit and Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch mainly there for mons like Latios, possibly Celesteela, Mega Charizard, Lycanroc, all these things faster than me. So I have a little bit of points in speed, and then my attack investment is so that... I believe it's some type of calc. I'm sorry if I don't remember my sets. I definitely had a reason for them. But it's some type of calc, and it's if it comes in on rocks at a Decidueye or something, I think I kill it with Pursuit if it's max HP with this investment in the black glasses, but I forget. But whatever. We'll see how that goes in the battle. And yeah, the rest is just HP and special defense. So yeah, that's gonna be our Skuntank, and you guys are gonna see I'm gonna cover my two win conditions now. So the first one that we have is going to be our Landorus with Gravity, Rock Polish, and Knockoff, and Earth Power. Pretty standard set. In terms of my EVs, but basically what I thought this battle was Gravity Landorus. Landorus in general just absolutely destroys his whole team. His only real switch in is Decidueye, since I do have the Gravity, and I have Knockoff to possibly hit that. Possibly is a very key word. So yeah, Landorus is just very good versus him. Rock Polish lets me outspeed a lot of his mons that I can't outspeed otherwise, like Latios and Alolan Ninetales, Lycanroc, Greninja, all those boys. And then Gravity is there for obviously the Celesteela. So if I Rock Polish and then he goes Celesteela, I can Gravity then, because you won't be able to kill me with anything. Even HP probably won't be able to kill me, and I'll be able to Earth Power from there, and basically just kill something, because unless he brings Decidueye, which, it's a very likely bring, but I do have my Skuntank for that. I should be pretty good versus him with this Landorus. So yeah, that's the idea of Landorus. Pretty straightforward. My secondary win condition is going to be our Circuitry with Hypnosis, Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, and Hidden Power Dragon. Now, the reason I say this is a secondary win condition is because it's a lot more easily checked. Scarf Crocodile does a lot better versus this thing. A lot of Scarfers do a lot better because after a Rock Polish, I obviously outspeed everything, but this thing only gets +1 speed if I get the Hypnosis off, the Z Hypnosis. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but my coverage hits his whole team very well except for the Decidueye, so that's why another reason I have my Skuntank. So we have Hypnosis, Thunderbolt, Energy Ball, and Hidden Power Dragon. Now I was gonna run Dazzling Gleam to hit the Decidueye harder, but I didn't, and I ran Hidden Power Dragon instead because Energy Ball is very nice for not only Crocodile but also the Lantern if he's Volt Absorbed, so I have to run that. And then Hidden Power Dragon just nukes the Charizard very easily, especially because I'm modest with all the speed. And then at +1, I do outspeed the Greninja, which is his fastest thing on the team. So yeah, that's the idea behind the circuitry. And then I also have my Scarf Chandelure with the same idea in the speed. This thing's a really nice wall breaker versus him. Like I said, Scarf Crocodile is very threatening, but there's a couple of ways I plan to deal with it, and I'll get into that in a sec. It's mainly based off of what I have immunities to, what I resist his moves with. If he like locks into Earthquake, I have my Landers. If he locks into Knockoff, I have this thing, but we'll get into that in a sec. So although this thing is Pursuit Trapped, and although a lot of people said like not to bring it, when I asked about it, it still is very good versus him, mainly for mons like Celesteela, as well as like it's a nice check to stuff like Latios. Decidueye can check, even if he has Sucker Punch, it won't kill me or anything. And yeah, other mons like Ninetales he can beat down. Charizard does a lot too. Yeah, he doesn't really have a switch in, which is another reason I wanted to bring this. It's a wall breaker, and it can also possibly just clean late game, depending on what his sets are. So yeah, that's really the idea behind Chandelure. Now I have two main walls. So we have Gigalith with Stealth Rock, Superpower, Stone Edge, and Gravity. So Gravity is to help me out with the Landers. This is also a really nice response to the Charizard. Mainly my response to the Charizard. I'm not really going to be playing around with my Tapu Fini on the Charizard, just based on, the fact that he probably could just Thunder Punch me and do a lot to me anyways, even if he doesn't DD. And yeah, so I have Superpower also because Earthquake is obviously not going to kill me since I am max defense on the Crocodile. So I can Superpower that, get off big damage, and then possibly put it in a range of like a Sucker Punch or something after a couple of Rocks turns. So yeah, that's the idea behind the Gigalith. And then Stealth Rocks are also just very nice versus this team. He doesn't really have many like ways to remove them that are very effective. He has the Decidueye and the Latios, but if he removes them, I can go into my Skuntank and trap both of them. So yeah, that's very good for me. And yeah, Gigalith is just a very nice mon in this matchup. So yeah, super excited to have it on this team. I love Gigalith. It's just so good. Like Gigalith puts in work like a lot of different games. Anyways, I'm getting beside myself. So yeah, our last mon that we have on the team is going to be our Tapu Fini with Nature's Madness, Taunt, Haze, and Moonblast. I forget what these EVs are for, but they're for something. I typically run like 20 points in speed or something just to make sure that nothing speed creeps me if I'm no speed. But yeah, anyways, Nature's Madness, Taunt, Haze, Moonblast. So pretty standard like two attacking moves to half HP and to get the Moonblast off. And then Taunt and Haze. I have Taunt to basically deal with mons like to deal with like possibly the Decidueye better, deal with the Lantern better, to deal with like Celesteela to make sure it doesn't autotomize on my face. Then I have Haze in case it does. It's another nice response to the Celesteela, so that's the main reason I have it. So yeah, that's going to be our team this week, and yeah, I will see you guys at the battle. Alright, so here we are with the battle, and you guys can see my opponent has decided to bring a team of Celesteela, Greninja, Crocodile, Lycanroc, Day, Charizard X, and Latios. So, the first thing I noticed is that he has no Decidueye on his team, which means that my two main sweepers do very well versus him now. Second thing I noticed is he did bring the main offensive threats, all four of them. Even the Greninja is very threatening to my team. And Lycanroc is also very threatening. So yeah, just six really big threats to my team. So basically, if I want to get any initiative in this battle, I have to sorry, I'll have to play more offensively and yeah, just hope for the best from there. So let's just get right into this battle. So looking at what I thought he would lead with, a pretty obvious lead would be like Stealth Rocks, Lycanroc, um, for this like hyper offensive team. So I decided I'm just gonna lead right off with my Tapu Fini. So I do get that play right. As he gets up his Stealth Rocks turn 1, but this is fine because Moonblast will be able to do a KO. And here, even if he goes for Stone Edge, I know I'm not going to take, like, really anything from it. And yeah, Moonblast is going to kill off the Lycanroc. I thought he would be Sash or something, so yeah, that all works out, sorry, pretty well for me. Here he goes into his Drogon, and I don't want to, like, mess around with a Thunder Punch, because even though my Finny does deny him from setting up, a Thunder Punch still does a lot of damage to Finny just because it's Tough Claws boosted and super effective. So no reason to risk that. I can just go right out into my Gigalith. And yeah, you guys going to see this Thunder Punch does pretty much nothing. 20%, which is all pretty much healed back with leftovers. By all I mean like only 6% is healed with leftovers. But yeah, I get my rocks up here. And now, Tapu Fini, I do kind of need it for mons like the Crocodile, but I do have my plan around it. So I decided to prevent this thing from setting up an Autotomize. I'm just going to go into Tapu Fini. It gets a crit, which is unfortunate, but it shouldn't matter too much in the end because I'm just going to taunt here. And yeah, so at this point, I need to find out if the Crocodile is Scarfed. Um, I really need to find out if anything is Scarfed, actually. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into my Xurkitree as he goes for the Crocodile switch. And basically my play here, no matter what, is to Hypnosis so I can find out if the Crocodile is Scarfed or not. Because if he is Scarfed, then he is going to be the one way he can respond to this thing. So here, I'm going to go for my Z move. I go for Z Hypnosis, and I unfortunately missed the Crocodile. But based on the fact that I did get the Intimidate drop, I'm thinking that this thing is actually not Scarfed. So here I'm actually just going to go for another Hypnosis because supposing that it is, if I go into my Landorus after and click Rock Polish, I can then Gravity on the Celesteela switch and then possibly sweep his team. Um, yeah, sorry, I just have something weird in my throat. But anyways, yeah, I can do that. And even if he's not Scarfed, to get Hypnosis off on it possibly, and I can kill it with Energy Ball. So you guys are gonna see I do land Hypnosis. I go for Energy Ball, and he actually is Rindo, which is really good prep. But he does stay asleep this turn, and well, that does obviously suck. I feel like it was pretty much like justice in a way, just based on the fact that if I hit the Hypnosis earlier, I Energy Ball, he gets the guaranteed sleep turn, and then I do it again. So yeah, I'm just gonna be able to kill this thing off right here with an Energy Ball, and yeah, so things are looking pretty good for us right here. And right now, I'm worried that he's gonna go into a Scarf Latios and possibly drop a Draco on me. But he actually doesn't, so I just go for Hidden Power Dragon on the Charizard X, as that is going to go down. And yeah, now I'm just thinking that the game is probably just about over. Because Hidden Power Dragon and Thunderbolt just kill everything else on his team. So yeah, Latios comes in and just gets absolutely destroyed. And now we're going to see this Greninja comes in. So he does go for Water Shark in here, which makes me think he didn't have it. So if I Rock Punch with my Lando, I had a really nice shot to win the game, even if I did catch the Scarf Crocodile or whatever. But yeah, I Thunderbolt here, and we are going to be able to pick off every Mon and win this game 5-0. So really nice win for us. I believe Paul is now at 1-2, and we are now 2-1, which is great. We're 2-1 plus 4, which is absolutely incredible. And yeah, his circuitry is just an absolute monster. So next week we have another match up against another pretty tough team to beat versus the San Antonio Spars. We'll go over like why they're so tough to beat all of a sudden, but yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.